Hello student, I am Tanmay Mujumdar. Today I will start a new chapter, testing of hypothesis. So in this video I will cover the basic concept of hypothesis, the basic concept of null and alternative hypothesis with suitable example, the level of significance and the confidence level with diagrammatical representation by the two-tailed test. So student, first of all you should know what is hypothesis. Hypothesis is a predictive statement capable of being tested by scientific methods that relates an independent variable to some dependent variable. So, a hypothesis is a tentative statement about the relationship between two or more variables. It is a specific testable prediction about what a researcher expects to happen in a study. It is the scientific method, whether it involves research in psychology or biology or management study or some other area. A hypothesis represents what the researcher thinks will happen in an experiment. For example, suppose the researcher wants to determine the effect of vitamin C among children to cure common cold during flu sessions, or a researcher determine the effect of counseling of patient to decrease the depression level. So here student, you should remember one thing, which one is dependent variable and which one is independent variable. So in the first case, the effect of vitamin C will be the independent variable and the common cold will be the dependent variable, and in the second case the effect of counseling will be the independent variable and the level of depressions will be the dependent variable. Now one thing you should remember, a hypothesis does not have to be correct. While the hypothesis predicts what the researchers expect to see, the goal of the research is to determine whether these assumptions are right or wrong. Now in the context of statistical analysis, there are two types of hypothesis. One is null hypothesis, another is alternative hypothesis. Now what is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is a general statement or default position that there is no relationship between two measured phenomena or associations among groups. In other words, null hypothesis assumes no relationship between variables in the population from which the sample is selected. It is denoted by H0 or H0. On the other hand, alternative hypothesis is just contrary or opposite statements of null hypothesis. So you can say the set of alternative statements to the null hypothesis is referred to as a alternative hypothesis, or in other words we can say rejecting the null hypothesis is known as a alternative hypothesis. It is generally symbolized as H subscript A or H subscript 1. In this regard, I just want to give one example. Suppose a researcher want to determine the average value of the systolic blood pressures of the population is 120 mmHg or not. Here null hypothesis, by default we can write the mean of systolic blood pressure of the population is 120 mmHg. So it is symbolically we can express H0 is 2 SBP. SBP means systolic blood pressure equal to 120 mmHg. Now here we may consider three possible alternative hypotheses. First one, the mean of the systolic blood pressure of the population is not 120 mmHg. Second one is the mean of the systolic blood pressure of the population is greater than 120 mmHg. Third one is that the mean of the systolic blood pressure of the population is less than 120 mmHg. So from here we can say if our sample results do not support this null hypothesis, we should conclude the something else is true. So if we accept null hypothesis, then we are rejecting alternative hypothesis, and if we rejecting null hypothesis, then we are accepting alternative hypothesis. Now the main questions in hypothesis testing is whether to accept the null hypothesis or not to accept the null hypothesis. It means the researcher has to examine the hypothesis on the basis of the data they have collected. Here, one thing you should remember, in hypothesis testing, we proceed on the basis of null hypothesis, keeping in view the alternative hypothesis. Because One can assign the probabilities to different possible sample results on the assumptions that null hypothesis is true, but this cannot be done if we proceed with the alternative hypothesis. Hence, the use of null hypothesis, at times also known as statistical hypothesis, is quite frequent. Now, in the context of testing of hypothesis, we should clearly understand the two things. One is the level of significance, another is the confidence level. First is level of significance. Level of significance is a very important concept in the context of hypothesis testing. It refers the probability with which we will reject a null hypothesis when it is true, and it is denoted by alpha. And on the contrary, the confidence level is the probability with which we will accept a null hypothesis when it is true, and it is denoted by 1 minus alpha. Now students, see, both the cases the null hypothesis is true, but in the case of level of significance, null hypothesis is rejected, and in the case of confidence level, the null hypothesis is accepted. It means if alpha is the probability of rejecting any event, then the probability of accepting the same event will be 1 minus alpha. Now the question is that why the level of significance is denoted by alpha and why the confidence level is denoted by 1 minus alpha. As you know, the maximum value of the probability is always 1. So the probability of rejecting null hypothesis when it is true is assumed to be alpha. Then obviously the probability of accepting a null hypothesis when it is true is obviously denoted by 1 minus alpha. Okay, now the next most important questions is that how the hypotheses are tested. So in order to test the hypothesis, the researcher has to select a significance level. Basically, the hypotheses are tested on a predetermined level of significance, and as such the same should be specified. Generally in practice, either 5% level or 1% level is adopted for this purpose. So as I have told, in order to test the hypothesis, generally we adopt the 1% or 5% level of significance. So here I have taken both the example of 1% and 5% level of significance. Now you should know what is the meaning of 1% and 5% level of significance. For that you should recheck the definition of level of significance. See the definition: level of significance is refers the probability with which we will reject the null hypothesis. We will reject the null hypothesis. Okay. So when the null hypothesis is true, and it is denoted by alpha. Okay, clear? So definitely we can say, in case we take the significance level is 1%, then this implies that the null hypothesis will be rejected when the sampling results or observed evidence has a less than 0.01 probability of occurring if the null hypothesis is true. Similarly, in case we take the significance level is 5%, then this implies that the null hypothesis will be rejected when the sampling result or observed evidence has less than 0.05 probability of occurring if the null hypothesis is true. As the level of significance is the probability of rejection, so definitely you should clearly understand that 5% level of significance is actually the probability of rejection of null hypothesis, and the value of the probability will be 0.05 when we are taking the level of significance as a 5%. Okay, clear? Now come to the confidence level. See the definitions of confidence level: the probability with which we will accept the null hypothesis when it is true, and it is denoted by 1 minus alpha. As the confidence level indicates the likelihood that the answer will fall within that range, and the significance level indicates the likelihood that the answer will fall outside that range. So we can say when the significant level is 1%, see, when the significance level is 1%, then the confidence level will be 100 minus 1 is 99%. In reverse, we can say when the confidence level is 99%, then the significance level is 100 minus 99 is just 1%. Similarly, we can say when the significance level is 5%, then the confidence level will 100 minus 5, 95%. In reverse, we can say when the confidence level is 95%, then the significance level is 100 minus 95, 5%. Clear? Now, a confidence level of 99% means there are 99 chances in 100. 99% means there are 99 chances in 100, or 0.99 in 1, that the sample results represent the true condition of the population within a specified range. Similarly, we can say when the confidence level is 95%, it means actually that there are 95% chances in 100 or 0.95 in 1 that the sample results represent the true condition of the population within a specified range. Clear? Or simply we can say, as the level of significance is the probability of rejection of null hypothesis and the confidence level is the probability of acceptance of the null hypothesis, and level of significance is denoting by alpha and another confidence level is denoting by 1 minus alpha. So if the level of significance is 0.01, means the alpha value is 0.01, then we can say the confidence level means 1 minus alpha will be 1 minus 0.01, that is 0.99. okay. Similarly, we can say if the alpha value means the level of significance is 0.05, then the confidence level means 1 minus alpha will be 0.95. okay, clear? Now I will show you the significance level, that means the probability of rejection, and the confidence level, that is the probability of acceptance, through the diagrammatical representations. So in the context of hypothesis testing, you will get one tail or two tail test. Here I have taken the example of two tail test. When to use two tail and when to use one tail test, I will discuss later in my next video. So student, you should remember again, the level of significance is the probability of rejection and the confidence level is the probability of acceptance. So generally the level of significance will be provided in the math, but if it is not, then we need to choose the level of significance. So if the level of significance is not provided, then we take it as a 5% or 0.05, as it is the most common value. Let's see how that is represented in a two-tail test. In the above curve, you could see that the level of significance is 5%. So it is 5% or 0.05, and the two tails are symmetrically distributed, which means that they have the same area. okay, and this means that each tail has an area of 2.5% or 0.025, means 2.5% that I have shown in the pictures, or 0.025 of area. okay, next thing that we need to see here in the curve is that the total area of the curve is actually 1 or 100%. So definitely you should remember one thing, as it is the total area of the curve is 1 or 100%. So the total area of the tails equals 0.05 or 5%. Then the area of the middle of the curve will be 95%. okay, the area of the middle of the curve will be 95%. Or you can say, as the significance level is alpha, so you know the formula of confidence level, it is 1 minus alpha. So obviously 1 minus alpha means 1 minus 0.05, we will get 0.95, that is actually the 95%. So the middle of the area will be 95%, and it is actually the acceptance area or acceptance zones. okay, clear? And the rejection area that I have told you, that is 2.5%, both the side is equally distributed, as the curve is symmetrically distributed. So definitely the rejection area will be 2.5% and 2.5%, both the side equally, or it is splitted equally. okay,